Right now, as you are watching this, a massive tropical system is dumping 322 millimetres of rain across far north Queensland. Darwin is sitting at a suffocating 78% humidity, and one city in Australia is about to hit 45 degrees today. If you live in any of these areas, the next few minutes could change how your Sunday goes. Stay with me because at the 5-minute mark, I am going to give you the exact city-by-city breakdown, the precise timing of when storms hit your area, and the one golden rule that could keep your family safe this weekend. But first, here is something that will surprise you. While half of Australia is getting absolutely drenched right now, Perth is sitting at just 9 millimetres of rain for the entire month of February. 9. That is less than what Darwin cops in a single 2-hour thunderstorm. The contrast across this country right now is unlike anything we have seen in recent summers, and that is exactly why a generic national forecast is useless to you. You need your city, you need your suburb. And that is exactly what I am about to deliver. Now, before we go any further, drop a comment right now telling me where you are watching from. Sydney, Brisbane, Perth, Outback, Queensland, a small town in rural Victoria. Tell me your location and I will make sure you get the forecast updates that matter most to you. The more specific you are, the better I can help. I read every single comment, and the local details you share genuinely help me refine what I deliver for your area. Right, let us start where the action is most intense right now, and that is tropical North Queensland. And if you think your city is getting hammered, wait until you hear what Cairns is dealing with. Cairns is in the absolute grip of the wet season. We are talking daytime temperatures pushing 31 degrees, overnight lows refusing to drop below 26, and humidity so thick you could cut it with a knife. Stepping outside in Cairns right now feels like walking into a steam room with the door locked behind you. But the temperature is not even the main story here. The rainfall is. Cairns averages 322 millimetres in February alone. That is nearly double what Brisbane gets, and it falls across roughly 13 days of serious heavy tropical rain. Here is the timing you need to know. Mornings in Cairns this Sunday are your safe window. Expect partly cloudy skies and possibly some sunshine before midday. But from around 1 in the afternoon, watch the sky carefully. Those massive cumulonimbus towers start building, and by 2 to 3 in the afternoon, the storms crack open. We are not talking about a light drizzle. These are full tropical deluges with strong wind gusts that can last for hours. If you have plans to visit the Great Barrier Reef from Cairns, check sea conditions first thing in the morning. After storms, the ocean gets choppy and underwater visibility drops significantly as sediment washes out. Now, here is something most people do not realise. While Cairns is drowning, Perth is living its best life on the complete opposite side of the country. Perth on Sunday the 8th of February is shaping up to be an absolute dream day. Clear skies, blazing sunshine, temperatures climbing from around 19 degrees in the early morning to a hot 31 to 35 degrees by midday. And here is the best part. The famous Fremantle doctor, that beautiful sea breeze Perth locals absolutely love, will sweep in from the coast during the afternoon and drop the temperature back down to something comfortable. There is genuinely no better feeling in a scorching Perth summer than when the Freo doctor rolls in. If you are in Perth this Sunday, it is a cracker of a day to hit up Cottesloe or Scarborough Beach, wander through Kings Park with those stunning views over the Swan River, or jump on the ferry across to Rottnest Island for a selfie with the world-famous quokkas. February in Perth is the driest month of the entire year. Just 2.1 rain days for the whole month. Total rainfall of only 9 millimetres. Compare that to Brisbane at 172 millimetres and you start to understand why Western Australians look at the East Coast weather and shake their heads. But here is your catch, and it is a serious one. The ultraviolet index in Perth during February regularly hits 11 plus. That is classified as extreme. Sun protection factor 50 plus sunscreen is not optional. A wide-brimmed hat is not optional. Finding shade around the middle of the day is not being soft, it is being smart. Do not skip ahead just yet because Brisbane is next and the storm timing there is critical. If you have family or friends in southeast Queensland, this is the part you want to share with them. Brisbane on Sunday is looking at a top of around 28 degrees with a low of 22. Standard Brisbane summer, hot, muggy and unpredictable, but February in Brisbane is the wettest month of the entire year. More than 20 rain days, 172.3 millimetres of total rainfall. That is a serious amount of water falling from the sky. Average temperatures at the start of February typically sit around 29.1 degrees before easing down to about 27.7 by month end, showing a gradual cooling trend as summer starts handing things over to autumn. Here is the storm timing for Brisbane, and it follows a pattern like clockwork. Mornings are generally settled. You might get some sunshine and humidity building through the late morning, but from around midday to 1 in the afternoon, tropical thunderstorms start forming. By 2 to 4 in the afternoon, expect dramatic lightning displays and absolutely bucketing rain for short, intense bursts. Then the sun pops back out like nothing happened. That is classic subtropical Brisbane. Critical safety warning for Brisbane drivers this Sunday. After heavy downpours, localised flooding hits fast. Low-lying areas, underpasses and roads along the Brisbane River are the most flood-prone spots. Every Queenslander knows this rule by heart. If it is flooded, forget it. Do not risk driving through floodwater. It is not worth it. Sea temperatures in Brisbane are peaking right now at 27 degrees. So if you can dodge the storms, the water is beautiful. The Gold Coast just south of Brisbane is in the same pattern, with about 11.4 rain days and sea temperatures hitting 27.2 degrees, perfect for surfing. Now remember, I promised you the full city-by-city breakdown at the 5-minute mark. Here it is, and I am including the cities a lot of forecasts leave out. Sydney on Sunday is sitting at a top of 25 degrees with an overnight low of 21. That is actually pleasant by Sydney summer standards, where heat waves can push past 35 degrees. But do not leave the umbrella at home. February averages 86.2 millimetres of rain across 23 rain days in Sydney. Afternoon showers are likely, especially from around 3 in the afternoon onwards. Morning is your best window for the beach. Winds around 24 kilometres per hour will provide a breeze, but could get annoying on the sand. Get to Bondi or Manly early. Have a backup plan for the afternoon. Melbourne, the city that gives you 4 seasons in one day, is looking at a genuinely beautiful Sunday. 24 degrees with a gentle southerly breeze at 20 kilometres per hour. Barometric pressure is looking steady, which suggests a fairly settled day. Meteorologically speaking, this is a ripper of a day by Melbourne standards. Perfect for the Royal Botanic Gardens, a stroll along the Yarra, or parking yourself at a laneway cafe with a flat white like a proper Melburnian. But Melbourne in February still dishes up 3 to 8 rainy days, and the chance of rain on Sunday sits at 54%. Chuck a compact umbrella in your bag just in case. Sea temperature in Port Phillip Bay is at its annual peak of 18.8 degrees, about as warm as it gets down there. For the keen swimmers, this is as good as the bay gets, though it is still a fair bit cooler than what you would find up in Queensland. Nearby Geelong on Corio Bay will experience similar conditions. February is actually Geelong's wettest month, with about 10.1 rain days and total rainfall of around 40 millimetres. Adelaide is expecting highs of 28 to 32 degrees, and here is the twist that makes Adelaide's forecast different from every other capital city. The wind direction on Sunday will determine everything. If the wind blows from the north, bringing air from the desert interior, temperatures can spike dramatically past 40 degrees. Those northerly winds are no joke. They turn Adelaide from a pleasant Mediterranean city into something that feels like an oven door just opened. But if the wind comes from the south or southwest carrying cool marine air, it will be noticeably more pleasant. Keep checking the wind forecast throughout the morning. Sea temperatures at Glenelg and Henley Beach are sitting at about 20 degrees, warm enough for a decent swim. The Adelaide Hills and higher elevation zones can pick up a bit more moisture than the city itself, so if you are heading into the ranges, bring a light rain jacket just in case. South Australia is truly a state of two halves weather-wise, with the scorching desert up north and the Mediterranean-influenced southern coastline offering completely different experiences. Darwin, one word, humid, 78% relative humidity, daytime temperatures of 32 to 34 degrees, overnight lows that refuse to drop below 25 degrees. It is the kind of heat that hits you like a wall the moment you step outside. Storm timing in Darwin follows a precise pattern. Mornings are your best window, often clear or partly cloudy with some sunshine. But around midday, massive cumulonimbus clouds start building, towering high into the sky. Between 3 and 5 in the afternoon, they crack open with spectacular lightning and torrential rain. A single Darwin thunderstorm can dump 50 to 100 millimetres in just 2 hours. That is more than some southern cities see in an entire month. Safety alert for Darwin. The wet season is also peak season for box jellyfish and saltwater crocodiles. Do not swim at natural beaches or in rivers and creeks unless there are clear safety signs. Stick to public pools and the swimming lagoon at the waterfront precinct. Hobart is offering something completely different. A cool, beautiful escape from the mainland heat. Temperatures ranging from 12 to 13 degrees in the early morning, rising to a pleasant 21 to 24 degrees during the day. Over 14 hours of daylight with sunrise at 6:11 in the morning and sunset not until 8:36 in the evening. That is one of the great perks of a Tassie summer. Sea temperature sits at 16.5 degrees, so you will need some courage to dive in, but the scenery makes up for it. Canberra, the national capital, has a trick most visitors do not expect. That inland location at 580 metres elevation creates a massive temperature swing. Daytime highs of 28 to 32 degrees, but overnight lows dropping to 13 to 16 degrees. That is a potential swing of 15 to 18 degrees within the same day. Afternoon thunderstorms are possible when hot air from the interior collides with moisture from the east. Stay hydrated and avoid direct sun around the middle of the day. Newcastle, north of Sydney, is in its wettest month with 14.7 rain days and 79 millimetres of total rainfall. Temperatures similar to Sydney, between 20 and 28 degrees. The beaches at Nobby's and Bar Beach are stunning, but expect the classic February rhythm of shower, sunshine, shower again. Now here is the part I do not want you to miss. The Australian Outback right now is the most unforgiving environment on the entire continent. Central desert temperatures around Alice Springs and Uluru are regularly smashing through 35 to 40 degrees and can push to a brutal 45. Rainfall is wildly unpredictable. Nothing for weeks, then suddenly a massive thunderstorm dumps tens of millimetres in hours, turning dry creek beds into raging torrents. That is desert flash flooding, and it is extremely dangerous. If you are travelling through the Outback this weekend, carry at least 5 to 10 litres of water per person per day. Have emergency communication gear, ideally a satellite phone, since mobile coverage is non-existent in many areas. And always tell someone your exact route and expected arrival time. Let me repeat the most important takeaways because these could make or break your Sunday. Brisbane and Cairns, storms hitting between 1 and 4 in the afternoon. Plan outdoor activities for the morning. Darwin, storms between 3 and 5 in the afternoon. Mornings are your clear window. Sydney, afternoon showers likely from 3 onwards. Get to the beach early. Perth, dream conditions all day, but extreme ultraviolet, protect your skin. Melbourne, beautiful day, but 54% rain chance. Carry an umbrella. 3 golden rules for wherever you are in Australia this Sunday. First, slip, slop, slap, sunscreen, hat, protective clothing. The ultraviolet is not playing games in February. Second, stay hydrated, especially if you are outdoors. Third, check the Bureau of Meteorology website for real-time updates throughout the day. Now, here is what is coming next, and you are going to want to see this. Monday and Tuesday are showing early signs of a significant weather pattern shift that could affect multiple capital cities across the eastern seaboard. The pressure systems are doing something unusual, and I am tracking it closely. I will have the full breakdown with exact timing and affected regions in the next update. Make sure you are following so you do not miss it, because the timing of what is coming next week matters more than you think. If you found this forecast useful, share it with someone in your area who needs to see it. Drop your location in the comments right now. Tell me where you are and what conditions you are seeing outside your window. Are the storms hitting early in your area? Is it hotter than expected? I read every single comment, and your local observations help me give better, more accurate forecasts for your specific area.